What do underwater adventure, detective work, and Mayan history have in common? They're all part of the unusual profession of Guillermo de Anda. He's a college professor and an underwater archaeologist. Guillermo's job is to explore flooded underground areas known as cenotes. It's unusual work for a lot of people, Guillermo says about his job. It's hard, but it's a lot of fun as well. Guillermo dives to learn more about Mayan culture. About 2,000 years ago, the Maya lived in the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, the area Guillermo explores. Guillermo dives there now to look for ancient Mayan artifacts underwater. He studies them for clues about how the Maya lived. Guillermo doesn't spend all of his time underwater. Like many people, he does much of his work in an office. He's also a researcher and a teacher. Sometimes Guillermo takes his archaeology students underwater with him. He wants to train them to explore the cenotes. He thinks underwater archaeology is a good career choice for his students to consider. Very few archaeologists know how to dive in caves. We need more, he says. Guillermo and his team are taking risks each time they enter a cave. They go over 60 meters underground to dark places filled with bats, snakes and scorpions. Some of the caves they explore are thousands of meters wide. It's not always easy for the team to remember the way out. Even though it can be dangerous, Guillermo has a passion for what he does. We go back into history when we're in the field, he says. I never stop learning. Adventures near and far. These explorers love working in extreme places. You're more likely to find photographer Jimmy Chin commuting to Mount Everest than to an office. Not only is he a photographer, he's also a professional climber and skier. He takes photographs and videos in some of the most amazing but dangerous places on Earth. Jimmy has climbed and photographed the world's highest mountains in Nepal, Tibet, and Pakistan. And he does all of this while carrying heavy cameras. Why does Jimmy do such difficult work in such extreme places? Creating films and photographs in situations that few others could experience is my life's inspiration, he says. Jimmy isn't the only explorer working in extreme places. Planetary scientist Kevin Hand drills through the ice in northern Alaska and the Arctic Ocean to study microscopic life in the water underneath it. He hopes that studying microscopic life under ice on Earth will help him to find and study life under the ice on Jupiter's moon, Europa. Not all of Kevin's work is in cold, faraway places, though. He also works with directors as a science advisor for films, such as Europa Report. Kevin has even been in a film. He was a featured scientist in the film Aliens of the Deep. Jimmy and Kevin make it clear that work doesn't have to be boring.
Our gondolier saved my holiday. Well, I'm in Venice, Italy, with my family. Venice is incredible. The city is hundreds of years old, and it's built on water. People get around on special boats called gondolas, and today I had my first gondola ride. A gondolier controls the gondola using an oar and his own strength. These gondoliers are really strong. The gondolier's job is to describe Venice's culture and history as he takes you through the city's canals. Our gondolier was so good at telling stories, I almost forgot I was sharing the ride with my parents. That might sound exciting, and it was, but of course I was with my dad. And Dad thought it would be funny to wear a striped shirt to match the gondolier's shirt. How embarrassing! My parents loved looking at the beautiful bridges, churches and palaces along the route. I really enjoyed listening to our gondolier talk about his work. He told us that it takes years of study and practice to get the job. Who knew? He also told us that of all the gondoliers in Venice, only one is a woman. I think I need to change that. It's time to start training for my dream job. Maybe my dad will let me borrow his shirt. Gondola tours of Venice gave me a great tour of a beautiful city and an interesting idea for my future career. I recommend the gondola tour to anyone who's interested in learning about unusual places and unusual jobs, especially if they're stuck on a boat with their parents.